Welcome everyone to today's Explainer. Right now, we are unpacking a fascinating and frankly totally unprecedented shift in our economy. We're looking specifically at how young people are becoming wealthy online. We are talking about a phenomenon where teenagers and 20-somethings are routinely out-earning seasoned traditional professionals. And get this, they're doing it with nothing more than a laptop, a Wi-Fi connection, and absolutely no formal business background. Now, you might be wondering, is it magic? A scam? Maybe just some kid getting super lucky on a gaming app? No way. It's none of those. Today we're going to break down exactly how this digital wealth generation is actually happening.
Okay, let's dive into this. For an entire generation, the formula for financial security was basically carved in stone, right? You get a degree, land a safe job, and climb that corporate ladder slowly over like 40 years. Very linear. But that is the old path. Today, we're seeing wealth built rapidly. We're talking laptops, leveraging global reach, operating without a boss, and focusing on compounding digital assets. It's a complete paradigm shift, literally going from trading your time for an hourly wage to building systems that scale globally.
So to really understand this, we need to cut through all those annoying get-rich-quick myths you're constantly seeing on your social feeds. Here's our roadmap for the Explainer. Number 1, breaking the capital barrier. 2, 5 blueprints for digital wealth. 3, the unseen common threads. And finally, number 4, access, not shortcuts. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Breaking the capital barrier and how the internet changed the rules. Before we get into the how, we really have to understand the why. Why is this massive wealth shift happening right now, and why is it disproportionately empowering the youth?
Well, for almost all of human history, there was this massive gatekeeper to wealth: capital. Simply put, to make money, you needed money. You needed cash to rent a physical storefront, buy inventory, or you needed a huge loan from a bank, which meant, for the most part, wealth just stayed concentrated among people who are already wealthy. But then, the internet came along, and it completely destroyed that capital requirement. It literally smashed the gate to pieces.
Today, you absolutely do not need a business loan. What does it take? You just need an idea, a skill, and the guts to publish your work publicly to see if it resonates. That is the foundational shift right there. A teenager sitting in their bedroom with a Wi-Fi connection now has access to the exact same global audience and the exact same sophisticated digital payment tools as a massive multinational corporation. The playing field hasn't just been leveled, it's been entirely rewritten from scratch.
Section 2, 5 blueprints for digital wealth and the mechanics of online income. All right, let's pick up the pace of it, because this is where things get incredibly practical. We're going to rapidly break down the 5 specific proven blueprints that young people are using right now to generate wealth online. Path number 1 is definitely the most visible: content creation as a media business. We're talking YouTube channels, high-quality podcasts, and niche newsletters. And no, it is not just about buying a fancy ring light and doing dances on camera. There's a massive misconception here. The general public kind of thinks creators get rich simply because a lot of people click on their videos. But there is a huge disconnect between what the public sees and where the money actually is. Now, what's really interesting about this breakdown is that the public sees the views, the likes, and the follows. But views alone, they rarely create sustainable wealth, mostly because ad revenue fluctuates constantly. The true wealth comes from the fact that the creator has built trust and attention. That trust acts as the foundation for multiple highly profitable income streams. We're talking lucrative brand sponsorships, affiliate commissions for products they actually use, and selling their own digital products. The most successful young people treat their channels like a diversified media conglomerate, not just a weekend hobby.
Path 2 is the skill economy. This is the more unglamorous, behind-the-scenes route of freelancing. Think copywriting, graphic design, video editing, or writing code. The internet has fundamentally deleted the geographic limits that used to totally dictate your salary. You don't have to pay San Francisco rent to earn a San Francisco salary anymore. You can work with top-tier clients from anywhere in the world.
And this creates a really powerful compounding effect. First, you start by learning a monetizable skill and delivering strong work for just one client. That leads to step 2. You get referred to others. And over time, as your portfolio grows, you hit step 3. You raise your rates. Not because you got lucky, but because your proven reputation makes you a lower risk, much higher value hire for businesses. It's a slow, steady climb of compounding reputation.
Path 3 brings us to the absolute holy grail of digital wealth: scalable income. Simply put, this is about building a digital product. So, a software tool, a stock asset, an in-depth course. something that you create exactly once, but then you can sell it repeatedly to an infinite number of people without any direct, ongoing effort. This is a profound concept. It completely separates your time from your earning potential. Yes, you put in a massive amount of upfront work with zero guaranteed paycheck, but once it's live, it can generate revenue while you are literally sleeping.
Moving on to Path 4, e-commerce and online businesses, selling physical or digital goods directly to consumers. You know, a decade ago, setting up an online store, sourcing products, and managing global shipping was just a total technical nightmare. Today, platforms handle the payments and the website building for you. The technical barrier to entry is essentially zero. But, and this is a really big but, that incredibly low barrier means the competition is fierce and the failure rate is astronomically high.
So, the crucial point here to actually survive this competition is simple. Solve a specific, well-defined problem for a specific audience. The young entrepreneurs who actually build long-term wealth in e-commerce, they don't try to sell everything to everyone. And they definitely don't try to compete with Amazon on price. Instead, they find a niche, unglamorous problem, maybe one they've experienced themselves, and they build a fiercely loyal customer base around solving that one specific thing.
And finally, Path 5. Investing early. Honestly, this is the quietest multiplier on our list. While their peers might be outspending their very first paychecks on lifestyle upgrades, many wealthy young people are quietly utilizing the internet to start investing much, much earlier than their parents ever could.
The internet's role here isn't flashy at all. It's purely about access. High-quality financial education, it's free online now. Modern apps require zero minimum balances, and you don't need expensive financial advisors. By putting in even modest amounts in their early 20s, they are giving their money decades of extra compound growth. And when it comes to wealth, time in the market is literally the ultimate advantage.
Section 3. The unseen common threads and debunking the overnight success myth. Now, I want to intentionally slow things down for a minute here. We've talked about all the flashy mechanics, but we really need to pivot and look at the serious, unglamorous reality behind all of these blueprints. Because, let's face it, the internet has a really bad habit of making this look way easier than it actually is.
If we look at the actual data, the real stories behind how young people are becoming wealthy online, we find these shared principles every single time. Almost no one quit their job or dropped out of school on day one to pursue an unproven idea. They started small, as side projects. They endured months, sometimes years, of extremely slow audience growth. And crucially, when they did start making money, they treated it like a real business. They reinvested their early earnings to improve their skills or their products, rather than instantly upgrading their lifestyle.
We have to remember that survivorship bias dictates almost everything we see on our social feeds. For every massive success story that goes viral, there are thousands of quiet failures, abandoned projects, and months of unpaid effort that the algorithm simply never shows you. It takes immense grit to push through that phase where literally nobody is watching and nobody is buying.
Section 4. Access, not shortcuts. The fundamentals haven't changed. Which brings us to our final section today, and the core realization I want you to walk away with regarding the modern digital economy. You see, there is this massive illusion out there that the internet is just a magic wand to get rich quick. But the reality, it's much more foundational. And this brilliantly illustrates that it's the exact same old principles of business, developing a valuable skill, solving real problems, being exceptionally patient, and letting your results compound. The only thing that is different is that it's all taking place on a brand new, globally connected playing field.
Really, it boils down to this. What's changed isn't the fundamentals of building wealth. What's changed is who now has access to try. The gates are fully open, the permission structure is gone. You don't need a bank's approval anymore, and you certainly don't need to live in a specific zip code to make it happen.
The internet gave you the access. You have the tools, the platforms, and the global reach literally sitting in your pocket or on your desk right now. You can use it to consume everyone else's content, or you can use it to build your own wealth. The blueprint is out there, guys, so how will you use it? Thanks for joining me on this explainer. Keep learning, and I'll catch you in the next one.